Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare
Oh
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Oh
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Oh
Hare
Jaya Radhe Jaya Shyam Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham
Jai Radhe Jai Shyam Jai Shri Vrindavan
Oh
Dham
Jaya Radhe Jaya Shyam Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham
Jai Radhe Jai Shyam Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham
Oh Jaya Sachidandan Gaura Hari Vishnu Priya Pranadhana Nadiya Bihari
Jai Sachidandan Gaura Hare Vishnu Priya Pranadhana Nadiya Bihari
Jaya Nitachan Jaya Nitachan Jaya Nitachan Jaya Eka Chakradhar
Jaya Nitachan Jaya Nitachan Jaya Nitachan Jaya Ekra Chakradhar
Oh Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Oh Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Oh Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev
Oh Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya
Nitai
Gurudev
Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo
Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo
Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bo
Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Jai Jai Shri Ram
applause. Jai Sri Ram. So everybody raise your hand, please. Bolo Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. Just when we thought we lost the weather, today it's sunny again. So today we're going to have Patitapavan Prabhu speaking on chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita. Give him a round of applause for that. And today is also an event. We are celebrating. Keshav Prabhu has sponsored the prasadam and the cake. Give him a round of applause. It was Tulsi's birthday, I think a couple of weeks ago. And today is Dhruv's birthday. Dhruv has come in, almost didn't recognize him. So 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dhruv Prabhu. Happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna, dear Dhruv Prabhu. Hare Krishna to you. Give him a big round of applause. So he'll be cutting the cake later on. That's Shaurya, that's Ashrita from Delhi. So Ashrita is Pundrik Maharaj's disciple. And Pundrik Maharaj said, look after my daughter. So she's our daughter now. And then your parents are coming? Okay, they didn't come. Okay, so you come. That's okay. I was expecting them to be here as well. So the parents came on Friday. And they had prasadam here and all. And so for a year we have her. And then Maharaj just told you every week you have to memorize 2 shlokas. Yeah. All right, let's keep up with that. Yeah. And so Shaurya, she likes to sing as well. And then she's from Agra. She's better than Taj Mahal. Yeah, because she came to Coventry, so that's why. Srila Prabhupada, pay attention please. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada wanted that on Sundays people come together and then they glorify the Lord, they hear the scriptures, and also they have Priti Bhojan. So part of the program satsang is to actually honor prasad. And so round of applause for all the cooks who are in there busy cooking for the Lordship. And kirtans are very, very important. This is not a musical presentation. This is actually glorification of the Lord. It's called Kirtan. Kirti means to glorify the Lord. And so please, when our turn comes to respond, sing from the heart and get the blessings of the Lordship. Jai Ho. So how come they didn't come? I thought they were going to come and you weren't going to sing. Oh really? Oh, pani piya? Maybe the water didn't agree.
Radha Madhav ki jai.
Tell him to have bottled water.
Jayo Radha Madhava. Jayo Kunja Vihari.
Jayo
Radha Madhava.
Jayo Kunja Bihari.
Jayo Radha Madhava. Jayo Kunja Vihari.
Jayo Radha Madhava.
Jayo
Kunja Bihari.
Jayo Radha Madhava. Jayo Kunja Vihari.
Jayo Radha
Madhava. Jayo Kunja Bihari.
जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी
जयो गोपी जन वल्लभा जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
यमुना तीरा वनचारी
राधा माधवा जयो कुंज हरि
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
बोलो हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम राम
हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Oh, Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Jayo Jayo Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Oh, Jayo Jayo Gurudev, 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 Jayo Jayo Gurudev.
Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Oh, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur.
Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur.
Nitai Gaur, Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Give a round of applause.
Krishna.
So that was your first time, Jai Radha Madhav, yeah. So it was very good enthusiasm. So both Patni and Patni ji did it, so Dharam Patni, so very nice. So now we come to the class. I'll ask Manjunath Prabhu to introduce the speaker. But this reading is very, very important, that every week we tackle 2 chapters. Second chapter is still halfway, and then Guru Seva will finish it sometime. And we've had good speakers, and Patitapavan Prabhu, just a little bit because you don't know, Patitapavan is been with us for so long, and he has on the journey of developing, and he's shared many times his journey where Guru Maharaj personally gave him personal instructions, and then he realized that Guru means heavy, really, but he learned from it. It's always said when Guru goes, that's when you realize his value. While you're with the Guru, you're just thinking, oh, this is heavy, he's demanding a lot from me. And it's gone? No, light should be on. And so, Patitapavan, please come forward. And Manjunath Prabhu, if you introduce it like today's chapter. And encourage those who haven't, they are going to give class, but they haven't given it, so maybe.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. So today we have Patitapavan Prabhu giving a class on chapters. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today we have Patitapavan Prabhu giving class on chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. So as Haridas Prabhu said, we've started discussing Bhagavad Gita every chapter, every week. In fact, we have it twice a week. On Sundays, we have it in the temple, and on Tuesdays, we have it on Zoom. So I urge everyone to join. As many of you could join, it would be very nice, and take advantage of hearing the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you.
You know, it's before I start the introduction, I say thank you to my senior God brothers for giving this opportunity. But I feel embarrassed even to try and justify sitting here, because we got many devotees here who can, doesn't matter if they read every week, they have the Jnana Sagar that goes with it. So please forgive me while I commit many offenses as I try to go through chapter 6 and not give it a justification. Every chapter has so much nectar to give. If you have time when you go home, there's a book, in maybe Anuragi's got it, or you can download it from one of the bookstores. It's called Gita Mahatmya. And it has all the chapters glorified in it. So please take that opportunity, and I thank all the Vaishnavas gathered here today and the devotees that have come. Please forgive me if I commit offenses while I'm going through the chapter. So we'll start by introduction. Om Gyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpada Kamalam Rupam Sayasam Rupa Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sadagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagadpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Chakar Patrubhyascha Kirpa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Che Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Jagt Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So we're going to go through chapter 6. So there was a wonderful reading by Anuragi, and it was a question in chapter 5 which started, and it took 28 verses in chapter 5 for Krishna to answer that question which was asked, and then further, I think it's 32 verses into chapter 6. And then in that chapter, while Krishna is going through what should be done, how it should be done, as he gets to the stage, then there's another 2 kind of questions asked by Arjun, and we'll read it. We'll we'll get guidance from the senior devotees on how we're going to go through it. And then I think it's another 13 verses Krishna takes in that chapter to continue on. Because in the questions, Arjun said it's very difficult, because how can you tell me to do dhyan, concentrate, sit like this, upright, erect, look at the tip of your nose, focus your mind. How can I do that? It's not possible. Yeah, and that was coming just the beginning of Kali Yuga, because that's when Krishna appeared. Yeah, Nilamani. So how is it possible? If it wasn't possible then, how is it possible now? Yeah? How is it possible? But because we're trying to do the flow of the Bhagavad Gita in the month of Bhagavad Gita, because I was collecting verses, but then I didn't, because otherwise we would lose focus. But there is one wonderful verse from the Bhagavatam. It's by Prahlad Maharaj. He said, make your mind like a magnet in the Bhagavatam. Because a magnet attracts metal. So make your mind residing seat of Nilamani, and then attract all the leelas that go with it. Because you need somewhere to focus. Because that's what this is saying, the chapter. You need somewhere to focus. This is just telling you how many different focuses are there and how to do them. So we're going to go to asana, adopting a steady seat, pranayam, pratyahara, and then dharana, dhyana, and then samadhi. And that's, shall I just do the English and then? Do the English, 47 verses, yeah. Yeah.
The last one you can do Sanskrit, it's a nice verse.
Yeah. There's quite a few verses that, if we can, we'll read Srila Prabhupada's purport. So we'll do, if we can, we'll read some of the first one, and then it's 5 and 6, 13, 14, 17, because when I read it yesterday, there's some wonderful points. When I mean wonderful, I mean, from reading Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada's already made references in the purports to where the Gyan is coming from, and given like this is taken from this Sandarbha, is taken from this Upanishad. He's written enough of it, so you can even go and check yourself. So it goes, Sri Bhagavan Vacha Anashritaha karma phalam karyam karma karotiya sasanyasi cha yogi cha na niraganir na chakreha. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. So this is a very short purport. So we'll read this one, and then I'll read a few verses and carry on. And then in this chapter, the Lord explains that the process of the Eightfold Yoga system is a means to control the mind and the senses. However, this is very difficult for people in general to perform, especially in the age of Kali. Although the Eightfold Yoga system is recommended in this chapter, the Lord emphasizes that the process of Karma Yoga, or acting in Krishna consciousness, is better. So this was one of the questions on the Tuesday, if anybody was listening. Everyone acts in this world to maintain his family and their paraphernalia. Yeah, so we all have to work to look after our families. But no one is working without some self-interest, some personal gratification, be it concentrated or extended. The criterion of perfection is to act in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, so the criteria for perfection is to act in Krishna consciousness. Whether you're going to work or you're not going to work, or you're at home and you're a full-time pajari, everything has to be in Krishna consciousness. Because when I first come to Krishna consciousness, I had read many stories that are written by different sadhus. Because it says in Krishna consciousness, there was two brothers. One became a pujari because he needed to earn a living. The other one was just helping in a club. Yeah, but the destination for the two brothers was like this. The pujari was opposite only because it wasn't in full Krishna. The mind was elsewhere. The mind, the pujari who was serving Shama Sundar, he's thinking, I wonder what my brother's doing, how much is he earning? But he's working in that club. And the club environment is not very nice. So look where his mind was, even in service. But the one who was working in the club, he's thinking, oh, my brother, he's serving Radha and Krishna. So his seat became not returning, and the other one, constant circle. Constant circle. So it goes to 2. It says, what is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme. O son of Pandu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces desire for sense gratification. Right?
Verse number 2, Dinesh.
So, yeah. So look how much for sense gratification. Not saying you need to abandon your senses because it's not possible. Yeah? It's not possible. Doesn't matter how much you try and withdraw your mind, because we have desires. We want to do things. We have an earning bracket. You want to achieve certain education. You want a certain car. So it's not possible. But what you can do with those senses, if you engage them to Radha and Krishna. Text 3. For one who is neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means. And for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. 5. It says, one must deliver himself with the help of his mind. Yeah, so we're on chapter 6, text 5. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and is the enemy as well.
I think you missed out 4.
Did I miss out 4? Gaura, thank you. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when... Did I not read this? That's okay, let's do it again. Krishna must want to hear it because he's asking a devotee. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind. Yeah. We'll get into as the verses go on, because this is very important in the verse. And look, it says, one must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and is the enemy as well. The word Atma denotes body, mind and soul. Depending on different circumstances in the yoga system, the mind and the conditioned soul are especially important, since the mind is the central point of yoga practice. Atma refers here to the mind. The purpose of the yoga system is to control the mind and to draw it away from attachment to sense objects. It is stressed herein that the mind must be so trained that it can deliver the conditioned soul from the mire of nescience. In the material existence, one is subjected to the influence of the mind and the senses. Yeah? In fact, the pure soul is engaged in the material. In fact, the pure soul is entangled in the material world because the mind is involved with the false ego, which desires to lord it over material nature. Yeah? Everybody's heard the statement, you know, like if you've been listening to Srila Prabhupada's books, it says, you must bridle your mind, must control it. Because it's like a horse, it wants to run around, it wants to be free, it doesn't want to be controlled. Yeah? If you all work, you're always told to do risk assessments, aren't you? So, I mean, Haridas Prabhu used to be in making jet engines. Can you imagine that? The controls you have to put around that. Or aerospace, Vidar Prabhu used to work. Can you imagine the controls? These are just material objects. We're talking about mind which is traveling with us birth after birth. Because it doesn't diminish in this life. Yeah, because a subtle mind's coming with us is going to bring the desires we've put in the bag. Even though we say we come empty-handed, you go empty-handed, but that's not completely hindered, because if you read about the senses and the sense objects, your desires which you have collected in the subtle mind, it's coming with you on your next journey. And then let's go to 6. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Yeah? It's why is it going to be your enemy? Because the mind's going to travel with you. We got a loan. Yeah? We have a loan when we take this body. It's made from earth, fire, water, air, space, ether. Then we have the working senses, hands, legs, mouth, anus, and then the mind. Yeah, mind and subtle mind. Subtle mind, you need to make the sakha. Why do you need to make a sakha, friend? Because it needs to deliver the other elements. Earth, fire, water, they're also sakhas. They're going to go back to their original where they came from. Yeah? These are all on loan. Even in the West, they say earth to earth, fire, water to, when the ashes to ashes. Yeah? So this is important. Make the mind your sakha so it can elevate your other sakhas. So they get purified. The earth is your sakha. The fire is your sakha. The working senses are your sakhas. If somebody gets time, you want to see how many living beings there are that just lives in your eyebrows. And they come, they go, they come, they go. It's not one or two. Because I did read and now I forget the quantity. So we have a big responsibility for managing this body. Don't neglect it. Yes, you need to manage it, keep it healthy. Too healthy for what reason? Dhyan kis par hona chahiye? Yeah? Says, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Because it's going to drag you down, and then it's going to drag all the elements down. And then it's going to drag all the working senses. Because in every body you get, there's going to be working senses. There's going to be some sort of element of earth, water, fire, ether. Every body is made from them. Yeah? So we must, the mind we must make our friend. 7, it says, for one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. Amazing. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or a mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be a pebble, stone, gold, as the same. Yeah. So if I go back a little, we only got to 8. It says, The so-called yogi or mystic, when he is fully satisfied virtue of acquiring knowledge. So we have to acquire the knowledge. Knowledge of what? Yeah? And then you must have realized it. Yeah? How are you going to realize it? By practicing, by coming to the temple, asking questions, and then using the knowledge that you gain by preaching to others. Yeah? This is it's just like every verse is a gem. Text 9. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral, meditators, mediators. What did I meditate? Mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. Now I struggle with this. Haridas Prabhu doesn't struggle with this with so much. He said, "Peki hoya." What is done is done. I seems to hold on to it. Yeah, so this verse is, so it's very 9. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, but you must learn to recognize what is an honest well-wisher. Yeah, because everything that glimmers is not gold. Yeah, so you must learn to know. But how are you going to know the difference? You're going to learn the difference by acquiring knowledge, and then having realized knowledge. Yeah, a person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral, the mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind.
Haribol.
Jai, please.
How are we supposed to consider them all equally when, especially people like envious and enemies, are going to put impediments in your path? I can't mentally treat them the same as my well-wisher. What is the? Are you supposed to not be attached to them? Are you supposed to be neutral? What are you supposed to be?
Can we give a mic to Haridas Prabhu to that side?
See, when you're driving on the motorway and you're the driver, not passenger, you know around you there's trees and other cars and everything. You don't pay much attention. You know they are there, but you keep driving. So similarly, when your goal is Krishna's lotus feet, you meet these encounters, but you actually have nothing to do with them. Because the ultimate well-wisher, as Krishna goes, Bhoktaram Yogyatapsam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. When you realize the ultimate well-wisher is Krishna, the others will be, in their own selfishness, will be your well-wisher, what they want from you. And the same friends can become enemies later on as well. So if your goal is Krishna's seva as the primary, then the others are there, like when you're driving on the motorway, but they do not really interfere with your life because you just keep going. But if you don't have your laksh, the higher goal, then these people matter because you want to deal with them. Your life is to deal with those people, well-wishers, he's my enemy, he's all that. You got time to do that. But when you're fixed, this is about transcendentalists, not just normal people. This is when somebody's mind is fixed. It's all talking about transcendental yogis. That's why we talk about renunciation, talk about all these things that or lacking fruit of activity as well. No, it isn't regular. It goes, a person is considered still further advanced. So that's an advanced stage. But we are thinking at our stage we should be. No, here you because you're on bodily platforms, so are they. At the moment around the world, there's a lot of hate Hindu and all that kind of thing. So people who identify Hinduism as to Indian continent, then they're very defensive, like, why are we being picked on? We are nice guys. But a yogi doesn't consider himself Indian or Hindu or whatever. He says the Lord's lotus feet. I'm busy with that. Because sometimes our own people can be worse than us.
Are we meant to aim towards this, meaning treat everyone
No, you can't, because we are not advanced. So then you have defense system. Then you'll be like animals, eating, sleeping, mating, and faring. Indifferent means just say Haribol and don't have discussions with them. Yeah. But this one talks about advance, and I think to get to this stage, you got to read the whole Bhagavad Gita and practice it to get to that stage. Because this is about yoga, and then yoga. This is sixth one, about meditation. Now the thing is, you can only be focusing on your internal mind when your external has been switched off. But if you're still appreciating and putting value to what's outside, then you got to suffer the thing, like a swimmer in the ocean, or a guy in a boat. Somebody swimming in there, there's water all around him. If he doesn't swim, he's going to drown. But a person in a boat, he doesn't have to work hard. He realizes he's in the boat. And, he just knows he's going to be. So once you're in bhakti, these people don't matter so much. Your shelter matters, which is Krishna, and your service matters. So this is advanced level. But what we think, when we read this, we think the whole Gita applies to us, that we are able to do it. No, you can do it at different levels. That's why it starts with Karam Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Dhyan. Ultimately, Krishna goes, Sarva Dharman Paritejai. Whatever I've told you, let go of the parachute, So it's all about involvement and being involved. That putting importance to the friend, the enemy. You're sitting, he's my friend, he's my enemy. In the 16th chapter, again, he says, he's my friend, he's my enemy. That's demonic mentality. This is advanced stage like that. And we should all aim for that. But if you're not there, don't falsely pretend everybody's equal, because they'll kill you.
I know in the 12th chapter it says be equal to friends and enemies.
Yeah.
So if you're equal to the friends, so you're not appreciating them, for example, then it may be that their friendship wanes, or the family members, if you don't give them much importance. And people take it to the extreme.
But what does equal mean? What does equal mean? What is your understanding of equal?
Equal means,
is there another mic? Did I have another mic? Because we have to understand, being equal to friend and enemy, equanimity means you do not react. React, you respond. You respond. React is knee-jerk reactions. Oh, he's my friend. Haribol, Hare Krishna. Oh, he's my enemy. Get off. But when you respond, then your response can be different to a friend, and a response can be different. And you're not agitated yourself. You recognize this person's intentions. Ajat Shatrava. Sadhu is Ajat Shatrava. He doesn't have enemy. But he does. But he doesn't consider them as enemy.
But Mahabharata still happened because they were enemy of Yudhishthira.
No, but so they don't consider the enemy. He himself
wasn't considering the enemy.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, for us in general, it could be a tendency or a risk that if people are saying, oh, well, I'm focusing on Krishna, so I don't need the rest of my family. People who typically may then have issues with their family, with them being devotees, they discount the family, they go into Krishna consciousness, and then within the movement, they find people do them over and stuff. And then the very family that they've said, oh, you're Malacha, you're this, you're that, they go crawling back to them. So it's not that Krishna is the goal, but you have to appreciate the positive people in your life as maybe, like you said, your family's there, you're loving, Krishna's loving you through your family members and stuff like that. So all I'm trying to get at is, what equality are you meant to see your, because especially enemy is going to, in the olden days, enemy is not just going to someone that doesn't like you, maybe someone that tries to kill you or harm you or hurt your family. That's also considered an enemy.
Okay, so I'll use the word response rather than reaction. Now, response means being responsible. So whatever action you take, you're responsible for it. Reaction is you don't care, you just attack and whatever, then get beaten up. Now, Arjun was told to be equanimity, yet he was told to fight. Okay, why? Because the enemy was going to kill him unreasonably. So Krishna wants justice. So he making you responsible as a warrior, saying, Don't consider him as your enemy because he's acting like an enemy. So like you said, Krishna kills them because that's good for them.
Because Arjun even says later, first of all, you're telling me to renounce,
Yeah.
and then you're recommending
We do
this
it
ghastly
fight.
work.
Yeah.
Out of the two, which is superior?
Yeah.
So even Arjun, this is what I'm saying. Arjun will see later on. This is
On our behalf, he's saying that.
Yeah.
So all I'm just saying in this one, if somebody's advanced, they will respond to the friend, the enemy, like as a well-wisher. Even Krishna responds to a demon by killing him. It's a response, not a reaction. But he realized next life he'll be improved because I've taken his, this offensive nature away. So it's like washing a cloth. You beat it, and in a washing machine, the clean cloth and the dirty cloth gets washed. Similarly, a sadhu means somebody who does good to others, whether it's friend or enemy. Take a tree, apple tree. So when an enemy comes with a bad intention, does the tree not give him the fruit? He just gives him. A good person comes, give him fruit. Same as water. If an evil man is thirsty, he'll quench his thirst. If a good one. Now you got to be like that, but you can't be like that so easily. You have to be very advanced to see that there's no friend, no enemy. These are ignorances. The real friend is Krishna. And when you're Krishna conscious situated, otherwise you can't act like that. You got to be Krishna conscious. And you got to have a strong relationship with Krishna. Not that Krishna is there and then you don't have a relationship. You're so good with that Krishna will instruct you, kill this person. And you will. Just like Parshuram. His father said, kill your mother. Because she was talking to that, was close to the king. And he didn't even ask question, he cut her head. And when he says, I'm so happy, your other brothers refused, but you just did it. He says, okay, have a boon. He said, can you bring my mother back? And they did. So you can see he did responsively. Then he didn't lose get emotional. He goes, can you bring my mother back like that? So that sort of responsive action means responsible action. We mostly react. And when we see somebody's enemy, he might not even be thinking of you, but you'll be thinking of, he's my enemy, he's my enemy. He's not even thinking about it. He doesn't consider you anything like that. So I think what we'll do here is consider that this is for this advance. Yes.
It's a very good observation, and you picked it up saying, look, not every verse we are ready for, right? This one, what it tells me is that we must understand Bhagavad Gita is like a yoga ladder.
Yes.
Different yogas being described, we're going up, up, and up. And in this particular one is describing Ashtanga Yoga, right? And we notice this one, most of his mind, talking about the mind.
Yeah.
So we've gone away from the physical
Yeah.
in the first 6 chapters now to the subtle. Because we exist as a physical body, subtle body, and spiritual body. Yes? So, so in this one, at the end, towards the end, what does Arjuna say? Krishna, what you are describing seems to be more difficult than controlling the wind.
Yes.
Even Arjuna is listening to all this,
33.
and then he says, this is very difficult what you are describing, because it's not for everybody this. This is, okay, we went to, yeah, we I'll tell you, we were in Kumbh Mela once, and you and Ghanshyam went early morning. They saw a yogi. They saw a yogi almost naked, maybe a loincloth, maybe not even that. Early morning, freezing. He's sitting in a meditation pose, and you realize someone's watching me. He just opened his eyes. He's far away and gazed at them.
And I said, sorry about that.
Right. So it's those are yogis we are talking. It's those are yogis this is talking about. So, but follow the whole chapter, please.
Yeah,
That's my
follow the
advice.
whole
out there.
chapter.
And just very briefly, remember the same thing happens when you talk about Kanishadikari,
Yeah.
Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari. Uttamadikari doesn't see any difference with anybody. But to preach, he has to come down and see distinction. We had a troublesome lady 2 weeks ago. I had to deal with her. I had to somehow eject her. She was she's a troublemaker. So to live in this world, we have to distinguish.
Jay, we'll go to 10. It says a transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in a relationship with the Supreme. So everybody should take time out to go back to these, because these verses, they have so much depth that we can't just cover it. Like Vidya Prabhu just said earlier, I was saying to him, I get a new. So it says, text 10, it says, a transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in a relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place. So this is one of the things that Guru Sevak just said. Look what it says here. And when I read this yesterday, I was sitting in my, I think it was in my temple, but I did have a laugh. I'll explain why. It says, he should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. So why I laughed at this is, when I was younger, I was originally born in Bharat, and this verse is very much like if you were living in Bharat, there's no such thing as a privacy. Yeah, there's no secluded place, because in the morning they open the gates of your house, and it remains whoever's going, oh, pai kidda aaja, beja 2 minute, done apa cha beskot, and they talk about the whole village. 5 minutes later, say, oh, tumi aaja, aaja, beh ke gallan kariye, ki hoya aj, ki kita. And that's the why. Even the husbands, khetan vich ki bija. So it's not just women, it's the husbands as well, because they gather on the farms. Khoo te katte ho jande hai. But then I laughed that actually in the West, living in your own house, you're actually living in a secluded place, because nobody knows who the neighbor is. Both. Because the verse actually said alone in a secluded place. Yeah. So your house, you are alone, you are secluded, unless you are obviously watching TV all day. Yeah, Facebook or what other things. Because I said to Gurvani, like, WhatsApp, and they were like, oh no, that's not the latest thing, it's some other group now everybody uses. I was like, oh, okay. So a transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind and self in a relationship with the Supreme. This bit is very serious. Yes, I laughed at the alone and secluded, but this bit is very serious. Yeah, because it says a transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind and self, yeah, in a relationship. This is why the mind is so strong, because it's saying the body, mind has got its own category on its own, because it's so powerful. The body can't do anything. The mind is giving direction. Sometimes you want to do something, but you end up doing something else. Yeah, but you don't want to do that, but you ended up because you got pushed, because the deeper desire that we've collected birth after birth, that had to be fulfilled. But a relationship with the Supreme, how are you going to have a relationship? Yeah, it takes a long time. You can't have a relationship with someone in 5 minutes you meet them. It's not possible. So you got to know about them, you got to read about them, spend time with them, and it takes years to establish a relationship. Yeah, and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. And then text 11 and 12. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low. So this is what Guru Sevak was earlier referring to. I think he went to get water. And it should be neither too high, too low, and should be situated in a sacred place. Yeah. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses and activities and fixing the mind on one point. So this is what I started in the beginning when I said there are this many stages, and this is what is now we're getting to that. Yeah. Text 13:14. One should hold one's body, neck and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal. So I personally, I would struggle with this one because I can't sit. I always say I got a bad back. I can't sit straight. Even in Kasturi, she told me you should do those. What did they used to do? Those breathing exercises. Oh yeah, yeah. So I started that. Kasturi comes about 5 minutes later. I'd fall asleep. And she goes to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not sure. I did try to do that, but that put me to sleep." I'm one of these that I have to be. I am that if you leave my mind and I just sit there, it's idle mind. I have the cause of that. Thank you, bro. My mind has to be engaged. Physically has to be engaged, do something. Yeah. So again, I learned this from other devotees, and then Kasturi fulfilled this desire because I asked her, I didn't have a bed. I haven't started putting my lordships into bed, but I always bring their bed out and I always say to them, please come and take rest at night. Because for the sake of me, you've been standing up all day. Yeah? You've been looking after me at work. So we must establish that kind for a devotee. Yeah? Especially for a Gaudiya Vaishnava. Yeah? Your personal sadhana, you can sit in front of your lordships. But at the temples, serving the other devotees, that's the most highest for us. Not sitting in and aligning the body. And then text 15, thus practicing constant control of the body, mind and activities. The mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or the abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence. Yeah? These verses are amazing when you read them and you don't stop and you just keep going. Text 16. There is no possibility of one's becoming a yogi, O Arjun, if one eats too much or eats too little, sleeps too much or does not sleep enough. I actually paused on this verse, yeah, because in the West now there's so many things for controlling one's eating habits. They say you should do intermittent fasting, or if you like this, you should eat more often. And if you speak to the person who's very much business minded, he says you should only sleep 4 to 5 hours. You must get up and read because the mind is the most fresh. Yeah? But in our scriptures, he already told us that one should get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, have a bath, focus your intelligence, chant your rounds, go to the temple for Mangalarti, read the scriptures, because that's when the mind is so fresh, so energetic. Yes? 17. He who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. So this is what they're already trying to teach. And we're only in chapter 6, which means this is not the highest. We're on chapter 6, and then it gets to chapter 9, whose ever service will be, it says, the most confidential knowledge. Yeah? It says, he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. What I will say is, my dear Vaishnavas, that when not reading Srila Prabhupada's purpose, you must go and read Srila Prabhupada's purpose because they are amazing. Amazing. Text 18. When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. Yeah, this, honestly, without service, is not possible in Kali Yuga. Because the mind, I think was it Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said it takes 3 years to change a habit. One habit, yeah, one habit. And I literally, when I think it was in, I can't remember, was it Guru Sevak or somebody read it here, and I was thinking the amount of habits I got, if I was trying to change each habit, I'm 20, 30, 40, I'm 53. Yeah? But in devotional service, everything. When the yogi by practice of yoga disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. Text 19. As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. This is very hard. So unless you read all different scriptures, especially like Leela books, it's hard to control the mind because every vessel has to be filled with something. Yeah? That's why the mind is always hungry. It's always hungry. It wants to learn, it wants to grow, it wants to develop. But if it's eating the wrong things, that lamp won't be steady in a windless place. Yeah? As a lamp in a windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist, whose mind is controlled, remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendental self. Text 2023. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in the boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses, established thus. One never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. Especially for this verses, please read, because there's so much detail in Prabhupada's purports. It is amazing. We're on 23. We just take a little bit of time. It says, by practice of yoga, one becomes gradually detached from material concepts. This is the primary characteristics of yoga principle. And after this, one becomes situated in trance or samadhi, which means that the yogi realizes the supersoul through the transcendental mind and intelligence. Realizes the supersoul. Yeah? This is what I'm saying, that these purports are very important to read, because you could be getting deviated just by reading the verse by saying must realize the self. It's the self which is the supersoul residing within you. Yeah? Through transcendental mind and intelligence, without any of the misgivings of identifying the self with the super self. Yoga practice is more or less based on the principles of Patanjali system. So there is sadhu who actually promotes this a lot. Some unauthorized commentators try to identify the individual soul with the super soul, and the monists think this to be liberation, but they do not understand the real purpose of the Patanjali system of yoga. There is an acceptance of transcendental pleasure in Patanjali system, but the monists do not accept this transcendental pleasure out of fear of how am I pronouncing that? Jeopardizing the theory of oneness. Look at that. So they don't want to even accept it because they're saying I might jeopardize. Because if there's two, I won't become one. So forget that. Moving on, quick. The theory of oneness. The duality of knowledge and knower is not accepted by the non-dualists. But in this verse, transcendental pleasure realized through transcendental senses is accepted. And this is corroborated by Patanjali Muni, the famous exponent of the yoga system. The great sage declares in it, Jai Sachinanda Nitai Chand ki Jai, Jagannath Baladesh Sudra Maharani ki Jai, Shri Radha Madhav ki Jai, Madhusudana ki Jai. The famous exponent of the yoga system, the great sage declares in his Yoga Sutra 433. I mean, look, Prabhupada has taken time out that to even though it's this system, but the system is actually telling you at the end that it's the supreme. So it says, Purush Artha Shunyanam Gunanam Prati Purushava Kevalyam Swarupa Pratishta Va Chiti Shaktir Iti. This Chiti Shakti, or eternal potency, is the transcendental. Purushartha means material religiosity, try and say that, economic development, sense gratification, and at the end the attempt to become one with the Supreme. This oneness with the Supreme is called Kevalyam by the monist. But according to Patanjali, this is what I mean, Srila Prabhupada has taken so much time out to give us references that if you have to speak to someone, I've already given you this. To Patanjali, this Kevalyam is an internal or transcendental potency by which the living entity becomes aware of his constitutional position. In the words of Lord Chaitanya, this state of affair is called Cheto Darpa Marjanam, or clearance of the impure mirror of the mind. This clearance is actually liberation. Jai. And there's so much it doesn't. Please go and, because there's so many references from different scriptures Srila Prabhupada has given and taken time out, and we must appreciate that because he's our Acharya. Text 24. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So remember, I went back, I said these are the elements. And the mind is the one who's going to help you to liberate. These are all your suckers. Yeah? But the mind is the strongest out of all of them. So make it your friend. If you don't make it your friend, go to Hari. So text, one should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation and thus control the senses on all the sides by the mind. Text 25. Gradually, step by step, one should become situated in a trance by means of intelligence sustained by full conviction, and thus the mind should be fixed on the self alone and should think of nothing else. So it says, situated in trance by means of intelligence stained by full conviction. It's not maybe, it could be, it's this, it's that. It's full conviction. So before you start the process, make sure you fully got full conviction that this is going to work. Yeah? Because when somebody takes a paracetamol, they know it's going to take this long and it's going to work. But if we haven't studied the scriptures, you don't know how long it's going to last or how long it's going to work. Yeah? If you stop reading, it'll stop working. And if you stop engaging the mind, it's going to be someone else's friend and not yours. Text 26. From wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So we are responsible, yeah, because we got all these senses. One Kathavachik said that after taking 8,400,000 species of life, when it came to wanting a human form, the soul was saying, you know, the elements don't want to give me, like earth, water. And so Lord Vishnu called them saying, come on, help him out. They said no. And then Lord Vishnu, why are you saying no? Yeah? Because like gold, you might find it in a mountain, it's pure. But by heating it, it becomes purer. Yes? Yeah? All the negativity is taken out, it's just left pure. In Bharat, they don't only deal in pure, but here they say, I think there is 9 carat, isn't it, or something. Sorry? 22 carat. In Bharat, they say it's 24. Yeah? So everything, and he's saying, I need an opportunity. This is my opportunity to become a human being. And the energy is saying, nah, because last time it sara ganda par ke mod ke aa gaya, then we're dirty. Because he's using these elements for selfish deeds. He's not. And then Lord, chalo theek hai. He's saying he's going to do more. He'll do more. He'll purify. No. So look how much begging we've had to do to get this body. Yeah. But it's unfortunate that we do have desires. They're worse than an ocean, our desires are. Yeah? I will speak for myself. Desires are endless. They're never going to end. Yeah? We will finish, but they won't finish. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains a high... 27. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reactions to past deeds. And this is very important. You'll have to read the verse. The word here is translated into qualitative. Yeah? Because people say we are the same. Yeah? Once you become oneness, we're the same. No. Yes, you are the same, but you're slightly different. The quantities in that drop is different. Yeah? Gold. Text 28. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. Yeah. So, after sitting, erect body, Gauda Hari. After sitting in erect body, nose, eyes looking at the nose, then you've achieved, it's saying. Yeah? Does that sound easy? Yeah? But look how wonderfully easy Srila Prabhupada made it. Srila Prabhupada just says, just dance, chant, and eat. Attraction is good, isn't it? It's like a poster. Right? It's like a poster. But it is true. It is true. Because by eating the prasad, it was a long time ago, I gave this verse, I haven't got those references on me today, that the Lord resides within you. So when it says yajna, it literally means yajna, because you're eating and everything is, you're offering everything. I didn't understand that point because I saw this in a physical experience. It was in Vrindavan. And it was in 1994. We're in Barsana. And Haridas and Guru Maharaj, they had gone to the inner chamber where it's a gate. And Haridas Prabhu said, just come through this when you didn't. I was like, yeah, okay. I forgot where the door was. If I couldn't even remember where the door was, how am I going to control my mind? Huh? So I'm wondering, and this, because my Hindi is not very good, I'm proper through and through. He said to me in Hindi, I goes, oh, my Guru Maharaj was here. I wasn't initiated at the time, and I said I was here with my god brother, telling in Punjabi. मैं कहा मैं मेरे गुरु भाई दे नाल आया सीगा वो कहंदे इत्थे किते दरवाजा होना. And then this other sadhu, he's honoring prasadam. He's sitting there. He's honoring prasadam. And he didn't start talking about me straight away. And he's saying to him, prasadam, Shubmanga, everything good? Yeah. He lifts up his Harinam chadar, shows his Radha and Krishna he's wearing they're very happy. He goes, बहुत आनंद देता है प्रसादम पाकर. Yagya Punch. And then they started talking about me. After talking, he goes, Isko kya hua? Oh, he's lost, looking for his guru. Oh, send him to me. I was like, oh no. no, I can't have two gurus. I've already got one. Yeah, waiting for initiation. I said, I'm just looking for the entrance. And then somehow, the entrance revealed itself after that statement saying, I already got one. I don't need more. Yeah. 28. Did I do 27? Thank you. Text 28. Thus the self-controlled yogi, constantly engaged in yoga practice, becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. So not just any service, it's a transcendental loving service to the Lord. 29. A true yogi observes me in full being and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. And this verse, because it's only, I was listening to kathas, and there was a katha about Namdev. He was making a roti, and a dog came and took his roti, and he's chasing him. Yeah, and he's going, oh, wait. And everybody's saying, why are you chasing the dog? And he's going, oh, Bittul. He goes, Bittul. He goes, no. In everyone resides Bittul. And he goes, let me butter the roti. Sukhi khayana. Text 30. For one who sees...
Jai, can I?
Sorry, go ahead.
It's me. That one. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So please picture it. Krishna is telling you how to meditate.
Jai.
So this can't be inside the meditation. This is outside the meditation. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So meditation doesn't always mean sitting cross-legged, breathing and all that, sitting erect. You should be in meditation 24/7, meaning see the Lord everywhere. Like Prahlad Maharaj in that movie we saw, he started to see the Lord everywhere. So please realize this meditation is bigger than just sitting quietly and looking on the inside. Even when you're walking, just meditate that the Supreme Lord is in everyone. And I've tried it, and it works for a few moments. And then you see a dog as a dog, and and a tree, and especially when the dogs, they do their business on the footpath, you think, damn dogs, you know. And so I tried it, but that is just imagining, that's practice. Yeah. But when you become advanced, you did see the Lord, everything, some darshana, and that was in chapter 5, where it was that some darshana, that's the real Pandit. He sees everything as within the Lord and the Lord within them. Just wanted to say this is not part of the meditation sit-down thing. This is when you're awake and walking around. Yeah.
I heard a class by Amarendra Prabhu, and he was saying that Prahlad Maharaj preached this, that see the Lord within everything. And he said the Lord heard and then tested him, can he actually see the Lord in everything? And that's why Hiranyakashipu asked, is the Lord in the pillar? And by that time, Prahlad Maharaj could see the Lord and everything, because, I can see him in there. And so when he smacked it, Lord Nrsingadev came out. So,
Are we on 30? I lost 31. Did we do 30? Oh, Jaya Gauda, yeah. 31. Text 31. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the Supersoul, knowing that I and the Supersoul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. I think somebody gave this class very similar to this verse, is that you must learn to have a loving relationship with Krishna. And how do you do that? Is to also meditating at home and doing samadhi on the Lord's pastimes and making your localized Vishnu into worshipable deity. So yes, the scripture says it is the four-armed Lord Vishnu, but he can be whoever, because the Lord doesn't have any names. But he has that many names, it's unbelievable, because they are given by the Lord, the Lord's devotees. Yeah? So he can take whatever form your favorable Ishtadev is. Yeah? Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Neelamani, Gaura Hari, yeah, Nityanandaji. So this is so important. Such a yogi engaged in the worshipable service of the Supersoul, knowing that I and the Supersoul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. So that's amazing, isn't it? This Krishna is just declaring. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. So this is, now we're going to go to this too, where earlier Guru Sevaka was saying, yeah.
People realize what Krishna just said there. He's perfect.
Is it not on?
Jai. He's perfect yogi yogi who by comparison to his own self sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress. So a Vaishnava is consider para dukha dukhi. So when he sees other people's distress, he becomes unhappy himself. Like Srila Prabhupada went all the way to America. He could feel it, the youngsters have lost direction there. And he told the Chaprasi, this lady, Ms. Murarji, Muradi, he remembered it. He goes, I've got to go, those boys are lost, and, the children in America, they're lost, they don't know which direction to go. I've got to help them. So, para dukha dukhi. So he saw the dukh and he went over there. So Vaishnav should have both qualities, that he should be happy for other people's happiness. Sometimes when you say, why are you crying? He said, because you are happy. Yeah. He says, so when will you be happy? He said, when you will cry, I'll be happy then. That's not Vaishnava. The real Vaishnava is in somebody's happiness. Oh, today's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Rather than birthday, oh, you're getting old. Make it bad for them. And many people have this sarcastic comments to think, oh, it's your birthday, not mine. And then their distress. So you can see at the moment there's wars going on and Palestinian situation. I admired the Israelis responding to the original fault by the Hamas. They raped the women and took away the children. Appreciate it, but now it's going the other way. They're starving them, whatever, and he's hurting me. Thinking, he spoke in United Nations, the Prime Minister, and then I was thinking, you're here speaking and justifying it, but you can't justify it. You're really killing them too much. Like Dhruv Maharaj, when his brother was killed, he just turned around on the yakshas and was killing them like anything. He wouldn't stop till Narada Muni of Brahmaji came and told him, Kuver is going to get upset. He said, Kuver just finds out, then it's going to be really bad war. You better stop. So then he stopped. So sometimes even our anger we can't control. So I feel distress every time I listen to the news daily, thinking, when is it going to end? And we got a clown, of a president somewhere. And he keeps assuring it's going to finish, and it's been months. He's assured all the wars are going to stop, and when the wars do stop on their own, he says he did it because he's wanting to say he deserves a Nobel Prize or whatever, Peace Prize. But it distresses me saying the leaders are all useless, that nobody has the guts to stop that, distress being caused on that particular, country. So I must have a Vaishnava heart in my heart, because It's nothing to do with me. It's not happening to me. But now I'm seeing all distress situations. That's what news is, distressful. That I'm just thinking, there's got to be a solution. And Prabhupada repeatedly says that if we are not being Krishna consciousness, wars, pestilence, droughts will come. So it's the world's fault for not turning to Krishna. Otherwise the solution is there. They are not turning to Krishna. They're turning to material solutions. And material solutions are temporary as much as the distress and the happiness is temporary. So that's why Prabhupada went to the West. He's a real Vaishnava. So let's give Prabhupada a big round of applause. He just tried to make the difference. And I think we should all try to make the difference and tell people about Krishna and saying, please, Krishna will solve all your problems. He would. Life will still be challenging, but you will not suffer as much as when you ignore Krishna. So the world is ignoring Krishna, and that's why we're heading for a problem. So I just wanted to say there, this happiness and distress, we should be happy with other people's happiness and distress and try to help them, saying, please turn to Krishna. So that was it.
Yeah, but it's very good that everybody, that's why I know I'm repeating, but it's very important. Yes, this is talking about the Dhyana Yoga, but if you read Srila Prabhupada's purports, every purport converts that verse to Bhakti Yoga. Yeah, honestly, like this one, this is very short. So this is what Haridas Prabhu was just saying. So this is that verse 32. It says, one who is Krishna conscious, didn't start, is a perfect yogi. It didn't say the one who is yogi. Srila Prabhupada said, one who is Krishna conscious is a perfect yogi. He is aware of everyone's happiness and distress by dint of his own personal experience. The cause of the distress of a living entity is forgetfulness of his relationship with God. And the cause of happiness is knowing Krishna to be the supreme enjoyer of all the activities of the human being, the proprietor of all lands and planets, and the sincerest friend of all living entities. The perfect yogi knows that the living being who is conditioned by the modes of material nature is subjected to the threefold material miseries due to the forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna. And because one is Krishna conscious, is happy, he tries to distribute the knowledge of Krishna everywhere. Since the perfect yogi tries to broadcast the importance of becoming Krishna conscious, he is the best philanthropist in the world, and he is the dearest servitor of the Lord. Nacha tasma manusheshu kaschin me priya kretamaha. In other words, a devotee of the Lord always looks to the welfare of all living entities. And in this way, he is factually the friend of everyone. He is the best yogi because he does not desire perfection in yoga for his personal benefit, but tries for others also. He does not envy his fellow living entities. Here is a contrast between a pure devotee of the Lord and a yogi who is only interested in his personal elevation. The yogi who has withdrawn to a secluded place in order to meditate perfectly may not be as perfect as a devotee who is trying his best to turn every man towards Krishna consciousness. Yeah? Because that devotee is facing all the storms daily. He's not just doing it for himself, his selfish need. He's gone out there. So now we're going to go to the two verses which Guru Sevak was referring to, because those verses was by Krishna. So text 33 is by Arjuna. Arjuna said, "O Madhusudan, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady." If I only take myself into, if for Arjun this was going to be difficult, who says the mind is restless, unsteady? My God, I haven't even got to that stage. It's just unsteady. Yeah? Because I haven't been able to close my eyes. I haven't been able to visit my Ishtadev. Yeah? I should be begging constantly to Nityananda Haladar. that in this my subtle mind, with your plough just draw the line, and may my Guru Manjari spread the seeds that Radha and Krishna, one day in that subtle mind, they may come and reside. The mind is 34. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. See, I can't even control the wind. I can point the fan at someone.
They want the wind.
Yeah. I said, okay, go there. Is it the subject matter or just the temperature in the room? So yes, I can point the fan at someone, but then my energy is out. If the fuse blows, somebody turns off the power, I can't control the wind. Krishna could control the wind. There was kings, if you go back and read the history, they could control the flow of rivers just by shooting arrows. We can't even fire one arrow in a straight line. You're doing it over there and it's gone like this. And you're thinking, I was over there. But it's gone there. Yeah? So it's we think it's easy. Yeah, we think it's easy. This is a bhajan. This is a bhajan that was written by one of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. And it's all about controlling the mind and how to do it and why we're struggling. And the translation says, "O Lord, O lost mind, you cannot find my Lord Nityananda as well as Lord Gauranga. You have smeared your whole body with tilak, but still cannot find Gaura Chanda." Yeah? And this is why they could. And then two, it says, how can you find the true love of Lord Gaura anywhere if you are not properly situated eternally and externally? If your worship is not proper, O my friend, then you will not find that golden treasure of pure love, which is Gaura Hari. Shama. You have to first clean the dirty mind. Only then will affection for the names and glorifications of Lord will arise. With affection I applied tilak, but could not do Gaura bhajan, O lost mind. My merciful Nitai stays in the home of that person who loves this eternal commodity of love. When you call out with utmost devotion to that dear one of the Lord, your path will be a success and not a failure. Yeah? And that's by Gaudiya Vaishnavism. That's what I'm saying. Then you have to take time, because there was 47 verses. I was trying to listen to Guru Seva's class, because you're trying to do the verses. He, bless, only managed to get 3, I think it was 4. And then the knowledge is that vast. Please take time. I beg you. You could all sit in a line and I touch your feet. Go on and read Srila Prabhupada's purports to these verses. Because the purport in this yuga is helping us how to understand. Because anybody else is giving you dhyana yoga is changi tarah beh, khada ho, taun idda kar, nak wal nu dekh, udhar nu kyon dekhda? Yes? But if you read the translation to that verse by Srila Prabhupada has engaged every single verse to bhakti yoga. Premamai bhakti. Not just bhakti, premamai bhakti. Yeah, that's what Nityanandaji is trying to give. This is what Bhagavad Gītā is trying to give. Yes, Bhagavad Gītā has flavors. Yes? Oneness, separate, together. Because not every glove fits to everyone. But the ultimate goal is to reside with Radha and Krishna. Not to even see them separately once for a split second, even a blink of an eye. Yeah, so that is very important. Text 35. Lord Shri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. 36. For one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives for appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. And I had to stop and think twice because, you say, that's your opinion, isn't it? I don't care about your opinion. That's what we say. I mean, somebody says that to me at work. Like, I think my opinion is you should, keep your opinion to yourself. But look what Krishna says. Yeah, this is Krishna's opinion. Yeah, do we value that opinion? Do we appreciate that opinion? Yeah. Do we appreciate the suffering he took? Yeah. He's saying, for one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives, honestly, you got to appreciate the words Krishna is saying, who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That is my opinion. 37. Arjun said,
Can I say why he's saying my opinion?
Krishna.
Patitapavan Prabhu, why he's saying my opinion? Because Krishna doesn't have that difficulty.
No, he doesn't.
So he can't think for us. So
No.
he's telling you a way, because in my opinion it will work for you, meaning I don't have that problem. So that's why he's saying his opinion. And because he's not in the same situation as where Arjuna is. But Krishna is never. So he's giving an opinion.
That I'm not going to go into them because we're trying to,
There is something
I'll be lost.
Sorry.
Yes.
Arjuna accept Krishna's opinion. There is a verse I can't remember. Arjuna said, I accept what you were saying because what you were saying accepted by previous acharyas.
Charyas.
Like Narayana, Dhaval, Vyasdev, the rishis. That's why I accept your opinion.
Yeah, so there are leelas, but first basic scriptures. Before you start reading leelas, pastimes, please take time out to take this fundamental, which is Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like a mango, the sweetest. Yeah.
So we got another 5 minutes, bro.
Oh, I'll do quickly. Then it says, 37, Arjun said, oh Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist? So, this is very important. I'll just read the English translation because we must get the message across. But please take time out. It says, Arjun said, oh Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist? Meaning unsuccessful by ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਪਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਣਾ after he dies where is he going to end up ਇੱਧਰ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਧਰ yeah who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism. 38. O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud with no position in any sphere? So this is very important. We'll come back. Text 39. This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. Text 40. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pritha, a transcendentalist engaged in auspicious activities does not meet with destruction either in this world or in the spiritual world. One who does good, my friend, is never overcome by evil. Jai Shama. 41. The unsuccessful yogi, after many, many years of enjoyment, on the planets of the pious living entities is born into a family of righteous people or in a family of rich aristocracy. 42. Or, if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly, such a birth is rare in this world. 43. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he begins and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Guru. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. Gaura Hari. 45. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed off all contamination, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. 46. A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjun, in all circumstances be a yogi. 47. And of
Sanskrit, please. Read the Sanskrit.
47. Jai Ho. Yoginam api sarvesham mad gate nantara atmana Shadavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. And of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Jai Shri Krishna ki Gaura. Yogi. Oh, Gaura Hari. No. Gaura.
Thank you so much, Patitapavan Prabhu, for this enriching Bhagavad Gita session on chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. It was wonderful to hear about how to be a yogi. So going forward, we will have more sessions of the Bhagavad Gita, and this would be on Tuesdays and Sundays. So I urge everyone to take advantage. Yeah, Tuesdays we have on Zoom every Tuesday evening at 7:45, and Sundays in the temple. So I urge everyone. On Tuesday for chapter 7 we have Tulsi Devi, and Sunday next week we have Radharani Devidasi. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. So I request everyone to stand up, please. We will do Aarti now.
नहीं तुलसी गा रहे हैं तुलसी
Who's singing? Tulsi. Oh, Tulsi.
Together maybe. Wait.
Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chan Sachinandan Jaya Nitai Chan Jaya Sachinandan Jaya Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chan Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Nitai Chan Kiva Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arati Ko Shobha Kiva Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arati Ko Shobha Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arati Ko Shobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ko Shobha Janavita Tapane Jagamanaloba Janavita Tapane Jagamanaloba Nitai Chan Pame Katatara Dakine Nitai Chan Pame Gadanhara Nita Keyate Tashini Pasa Chatradara Nikate Advaitashini Vasa Chatradara Moshi Ase Gaurachan Ratna Simbhasane Moshi Ase Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Arati Kore Na Brahma Aditevakane Arati Kore
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine
Namayo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine
Bravo!
Nirvashesho Shunnavadi Paschadadi Shotarine
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Paschadadi Shotarine
Jayo Shri Shiva Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Oh Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare
Jaya Nita Jan Jaya Nita Jan Jaya Nita Jan Jaya Nita Jan
Jaya Nita Jan Jaya Nita Jan Jaya Nita Jan Ekha Sakrada
Bolo Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare
Bolo Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare
Gaura 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 Hare Gaura 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 Hare
Oh Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Baladev Jayo Subhadra
Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra
Jayo Jagannath Jayo Jagannath Jayo Baladev Jayo Subhadra
Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra
Jayo Sudarshan Jayo Sudarshan Jayo Sudarshan Rakshama
Jai Sudarshan Jai Sudarshan Jai Sudarshan Jai
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe.
Jayo Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan.
Jayo
Giri Govardhan Jayo Giri Govardhan.
Jayo Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan.
Jayo Shri Madhusudan
Jayo
Shri Madhusudan
Jayo
Shri Madhusudan Jayo Shri Madhusudan. Jayo Mani Ma Mani Ma Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma.
Jayo Mani Ma Mani Ma Mani Ma Jayo Mani Ma.
Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram Ram Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Raja Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram
Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Hamaro Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Hamaro Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
He Hamaro Dan Radha Radha Radha.
Hamaro Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Bajore Mana Radha 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 Radha.
Bajore Man Radha 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 Radha.
He Hamaro Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Hamaro Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
He Parama Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Parama Dan Radha Shri Radha Shri Radha.
Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada Jagat Guru.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya
Jai Prabhupada Jagat Guru.
Jayo Gurudev Jayo Gurudev Gurudev. Jai Gurudev Patitapavan.
Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Patitapavan.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur
Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur
Hari Bol. Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
राधे श्याम। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद अभय शरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गुरु परंपरा की जय। श्री श्री सच्चिदानंद निताय चांद की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा माधव राधारमण भगवान की जय। सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। रविवारी महोत्सव की जय हो। इस्कॉन कवेंट्री की जय। परमाराध्य पतितपावन श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदी। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द सोल डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द सोल डिवोटीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद गुरु महाराज की जय।
Hare Krishna, we'll sing Narsingati now. Please remember all those you are aware of who would benefit from Lord Narsingha. There's blessings. There are some special names, but I'm unable. If anybody has any special requests? No, I'm asking if there are any special requests. Okay, but just remember them. Hare Krishna. Ruhani?
Namaste Narasingaya. Praladaladedaine. Praladaladedaine. Hiranyakashipu vakshaha. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito nasimho parato nasimho. Ito nasimho parato nasimho. Yeto yeto yamita to nasingo. Yeto yeto yamita to nasingo. Bahe nasimho ritaye nasimho. Bahe nasingo hridaye nasingo. Nasimhamadem sharanam prapade. Narasimhamadem sharanam prapade. Tava kara kamala vare. Nakama buddha shingaya. Dalita hiranyakashipu. Danubringa keshavadita. Narahari Rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tava kara kamala vare. Nakama duta shingaya. Dalita hiranyakashipu. Danubringa keshavadrita. Narahari Rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Gita Narahari Rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. लोनस भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, प्रभुपाद की, गुरु महाराज की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि।
Round of applause for that. You want to say something about the cafe?
Okay, and
Just very good.
is Anuragi there? Can you, because she can talk about the Mendi night.
Okay. So those of you that don't know, we've actually got a Gurunga's cafe here. So we actually sell pizzas, burgers, loaded fries, all this kind of stuff. It's all
Hare Krishna, everybody. Please, we're making announcements here. Please listen. Everybody, please listen. Hare Krishna.
yeah. So we've got this Gurunga's cafe. We're selling pizzas, burgers, loaded fries. Everything's made fresh in the temple by devotees. It's all fundraising for the temple, and it's also very, very good quality.
Program here, and the day after is Ekadashi, and the devotees do Chaturmas here. So for those who do from Ekadashi, like myself, to me that's the 4th month of the fast. So Urud Dal fast for 1 month. Otherwise, you can go on. It says it on the following Tuesday will be when the Purnima. This year is actually a strange year actually in terms of dates. Most temples having Diwali, then a day's break, then Ankut, Govardhan Puja. This is, we never experienced this before. So something's, we start on Monday, which is Purnima, but then the month of Kartik starts on Tuesday, 6th and 7th. Anyway, these are the announcements. Then now this is going to next week, so advance warning.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.